Hey guys, so this week I'm going to be kind of jumping off of my last video, which was about the mothering technique and replacing your inner voice with one of unconditional love. And this week I'm going to be talking about the importance of talking to yourself. And this can be anything from using that mothering voice to even just cracking jokes with yourself at the supermarket, anything you use to rework your inner dialogue and make it one of a positive one. And that can be kind of difficult. So one of the things I use to build that inner dialogue is I journal, which is a technique that is not something I came up with, obviously. A lot of people find it very helpful and have been using it for literally years. And it's always something I felt kind of weird about. I always felt like journaling was something that preteen girls did, you know, talking about their crush in their diary. But it's something that I have found unbelievably more helpful in adulthood than I think I would have in my preteen years. Of course, if you are a preteen, definitely journal. And I'll discuss why I love journaling so much, and I think it could really help anyone. So I think, you know, most people are familiar with the idea of journaling, but I kind of had to come up with my own, I guess, template of how to journal, because I think there is no one way to journal, and I think for a lot of people it can be kind of like daunting, I guess, looking down at an empty page, not knowing really what to write or how to write or how in depth you should go or anything like that. And so I'm going to take you through what I use in my journal, and I have it right here. There we go. It says never give up. I got it from the Walmart, and this is not real leather because it's from the Walmart. And I love it to death. I mean, it's cheesy, you know, never give up, but sometimes I look at it and I still think like, yeah, I shouldn't give up. And so I'm going to take you through the template that I use on a daily basis, and feel free to use it, obviously. I think it is a really good way to kind of focus. I always do it at the end of the day, after I've had dinner and right before I go to bed, and it's actually helped my sleep a lot. I have never been a good sleeper. I've always had really bad insomnia, and a lot of it is because I literally sit there waiting for sleep. And the thoughts keep on turning, and they keep on getting worse and worse and worse, and your mind goes into 1,000 different places, and suddenly I'm wondering what would happen if the road collapses tomorrow when I go to work, like just completely irrelevant things. But this, I have found, kind of closes the book of the day, literally, closes the book of the day, and allows me to kind of shut down to go to sleep. And I've heard that before, and I never really took it to heart until I started journaling and found what worked for me. So just as an example, what I do in my journal is, the first thing I do is I have a quote at the top of the day. So I'm going to use my entry from December 28th as an example. So my quote for the day was "Walk Like Thunder" from Kimya Dawson, and it's actually a song lyric, a very good song. I definitely recommend it. And it basically means that walk with purpose, walk like you're supposed to be there, walk like you can impact the world. Like, it can mean a lot of different things, and it's something that I've always really loved. Another one, you know, this one's from Helen Keller, the day before. It's never bend your head, always hold it high, look the world in the face. And, you know, I'll come across just good quotes and I'll add it to a new page that doesn't have one yet. But yeah, so I always start off with a quote, even if it's cheesy and corny. You never know if that day it might have meaning to you, and you can always find meaning in positive quotes. It's cheesy, I know, but a lot of the times it helps me just meditate on that for a little bit. So the next thing I do is, after my quote, I state 5 things that I'm grateful for. So for example, this one says, I am grateful for 1, the time I take for myself, 2, nutritious food, 3, colors, 4, my best friend, being my boyfriend Mark, and then 5, a warm bed. So it's literally anything. You know, I've been grateful for eyesight, I've been grateful for water, I've been grateful for my sense of humor, stuff like that. And it's literally anything. But I always write down, before I start anything else, I always write down 5 things I'm grateful for, and it always puts my mindset in a better frame of mind. The next thing I have is very particular to myself and my goals. So I write down, you know, I'm managing symptoms that require a level of exercise and a proper diet. So I have exercise, and I said, yup. Diet, good. Water, yes. And those are 3 little things that I'll think of throughout the day. Like, oh, I really want to be able to check off the water section of my journal this morning. I better drink more water. And it's nothing like precise. Like, I don't write down any numbers, or I don't fill in what I ate that day. It's just a general sense of, yeah, I did good on my diet today. I did great at the gym today. And it's little achievements that really start off the journal entry on a good note, or not. And then I'll, you know, if I didn't eat the way I felt like I should, or the way that's best for me, I'll go into that in the journal entry. And that really helps me track fluctuations in my life. And I'll get into that more in a little bit. But then I just pretty much unload about my day. I usually start it with a note to myself. So in this one I said, dear friend, because I have been trying to build a friendship relationship with myself. And then, you know, it's literally just from there, just talking about my day. You know, today was a good, peaceful day. I worked out this morning, but I forgot my phone, blah, 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 blah. And a lot of the time, starting out simple like that actually leads me into something that's been on my mind. So it starts off very simple, and, you know, you're not trying to win any prizes or, you know, awards with your writing in this. It's very basic. A lot of the times I misspell stuff and I don't focus on that and stuff like that. So that's really where I start. It's very basic, what I'm grateful for. Did I achieve the goals I had just for today? And then I start with a note to myself. And it goes from there, and I always end it with good night, love, Nyx. And it probably seems odd to an outsider that I'm writing love letters to myself, but it really helps, and it puts me in a positive mindset for the end of the day, and I can just unload, and, you know, no one sees this, and so I just say anything I want to. And really, I guess that's the point of journaling. But for me, I never really knew how to get started. So, of course, you don't have to journal to have a good sense of relationship with yourself, to have that good dialogue with yourself. But what I find particularly helpful with the journal is that I can go back and track my moods. You know, I think everyone has mood swings. I don't think it's a female thing. I don't think it's a PMS thing. I think we all have mood swings. And it's sometimes hard to know, you know, why was I feeling so crappy that day? Oh, well, I didn't drink enough water that day. You know, how was my diet been, as far as, you know, have I had multiple, you know, relaxed days in a row? Is that why I'm feeling kind of sluggish? Like, am I really tired all the time? Like, you can really track yourself better than just trying to keep a mental note of, oh yeah, I was not feeling so good yesterday and I don't know why. So for that reason, it's been really, really helpful for me. So hopefully this helped. I know that this is not a revolutionary idea, but I think, you know, for me, it was kind of hard to know where to start. And this is just the template that I've used. And I found it really, really helpful in kind of, you know, ending the day on a positive note, being able to sleep better, being able to track patterns in my life and stuff like that. And so even if you think it's silly, even if you think it's something that preteen girls do, I do recommend you give it a shot. And if you don't want to do it every day, then, you know, no pressure. It's your world to put out there. I do recommend you try to give it a shot every day if you can, and kind of make that a pattern, because that's the way I've found most helpful, is literally doing it every day and building that, taking that time out of your day every single day to just focus on you and how you're doing. And I think that's really important, and I think that's something that we don't do a whole lot in our society. While I journal, I usually have a nice cup of herbal tea. I do not have my phone with me. I usually play some kind of nice music off my laptop, but that's about it. I don't have any other distractions. It is pure me time, and it literally takes 5 minutes to do this. If I need some more time, I take more time, but my point is it doesn't take a whole lot of time out of my day, and it's something I've never felt bad about doing. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you have any concerns and need someone to talk to about depression, anxiety, weight loss, anything I've touched on, if you want to get better at journaling and need some advice, feel free to contact me. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a good time journaling, and I hope this helps. So good night, you guys, and take care of yourselves. Bye.